I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Woo.
Good evening. If we just take a moment to be aware of God's presence in our midst and within our own hearts. Loving God, bless all those gathered here this evening as we celebrate the Chief's Appreciation Dinner. We ask you this evening to bless Chief Castor and Mayor Buckhorn. And we pray, God, giver of all good gifts, we are grateful as we pause before this meal for all the blessings of life that you give to us. Daily we are fed with good things, nourished by friendship and care, feasted with forgiveness and understanding. And so mindful of your continuous care, we pause to be grateful for the blessing of this table. May this food nourish us in mind, body, and spirit. And we pray this in God's holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. Again, good evening to all of you, and welcome to the 2012 Chiefs Annual Appreciation Night. What a great turnout. Thank you all for attending tonight's event. My name is Jared Seal. I am a sergeant with the Tampa Police Department. I'm currently assigned to the Special Incident Management Unit, which is part of the Special Support Division, commanded by Major Sophie Teague. Excuse me. I have the honor and privilege of participating in the planning of this very special ceremony and serving as your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's event. I also have the pleasure of supervising and working alongside the department's Crime Prevention Coordinator, Ms. Lydia Pizarro. Lydia has spent a great deal of time and energy planning and organizing tonight's event. She has done this year after year with great success. Thank you very much, Lydia. Thank you. I also want to say a special thanks to the Tampa Police Department Special Incident Management Unit and the District Crime Prevention teams for their efforts in making tonight a huge success. I would like to also thank the reserve officers who are unpaid volunteers and who are helping make sure tonight's event runs smoothly. Lydia does much of the behind-the-scenes planning and coordinating for many of the department's crime prevention and community outreach events, and works very closely with each of the 3 district crime prevention teams. The crime prevention teams are out there on the front lines with each of you and with each of the neighborhood patrol officers working together to take on some of the tough neighborhood crime and quality of life issues. These crime prevention team members have not only made tonight's ceremony possible, but also make the day-to-day crime reduction efforts in your districts possible. Each of tonight's award winners were nominated by the district crime prevention teams and submitted to the Chief of Police and our executive staff for final award selections. During the initial planning for tonight's awards, the district crime prevention teams and Chief Castor felt so strongly about recognizing each and every neighborhood watch group for their tireless efforts, they insisted that each group receive a certificate of appreciation. At the end of the ceremony, each group's coordinator will be presented with a certificate of appreciation. Let me take just a brief moment to recognize each of the our really impressive crime prevention teams. From District 1, our Neighborhood Affairs Liaison, Mary Ann Hunsberger. From District 2, Neighborhood Affairs Liaison, Lisa Timmer. From District 3, our Neighborhood Affairs Liaison, Rebecca Jones, and Officer Christina Duran. Okay, enough about us. Now let's talk about you. The great Neighborhood Watch Group members and business partners that we are so lucky to have working with us. Tampa has enjoyed great success over the years, reducing the level of crime and improving the quality of life in the neighborhoods. Despite the challenges of operating with leaner budgets, the Tampa Police Department has not lost the focus on its mission to reduce crime and enhance the quality of life through a partnership with all citizens. And you all make that possible. As our budgets have become leaner, you have stepped up and filled the gap. Tonight is a perfect example of the type of partnering. This event was made possible almost entirely from donations. If we look around at what we have here tonight, from the beautiful grand ballroom we have here, to the food, the flags, all of these were made possible through donations from citizens and business partners like you. I'd like to say thank you for all that you do. Thank you for standing beside us and for caring. Now, it's my honor to introduce your Chief of Police, Jane Castor.
Thank you, Jared. This is a wonderful event. We look forward to this every year, and if you missed the title, it is the Chief's Appreciation. So this is our chance to say thank you to each and every one of you who have helped us make this city so much safer. For the first-timers, welcome, and most of the faces that I see out here in the crowd, you've been here year after year, and more importantly, you've worked side by side with us through the years to make this city what it is today. Now I want to introduce our executive staff. I know everybody knows them on a first name basis and probably has them all on speed dial, but we have a few new majors as well. Not new, obviously, to the department, but new to the position. Assistant Chief John Bennett is back in the back, holding down the lead there. Assistant Chief John Newman is standing back there next to him. I didn't see Major Paul Driscoll. Is he here? No. He's from District 1. He's probably out solving crime, but he better be anyway. Major Keith O'Connor from District 2. Major Diane Hobley-Burney, who is now running District 3. And then we've got Major Brian Dugan from the Investigative Division. He's here. He's the one that gets to wear a suit. Although we are rocking this polyester, aren't we? That's what I tell everybody. And then Major Sophie Teague, who everybody knows. All right. Again, you know, thank you so much. You see all the men and women from the Tampa Police Department here, but really it is the partnership with you. I know each and every one of you in this room have heard me say, probably more times than you want to hear, that there are 340,000 citizens in Tampa, and there's just under 1,000 police officers. So you're going to keep crime out of your neighborhood with our help, not the other way around. And I tell you, you guys have done a remarkable job. And we couldn't do it without the citizens and our business partners. We could not make this city as safe as we have. We have reduced crime in the city of Tampa by 64% over the last 9 years. And the most important number in that, because I tell everybody, you know, I can tell you we've reduced auto theft by 90%, but if your car was stolen, that's a meaningless statistic. So the most important statistic in there is the reduction in the number of victims, and that's well over 100,000 less people who have been victims of crime in our city, and that's what's important, and that's why the men and women of the Tampa Police Department get up every day and go to work, is so that we can make this city even safer than we have to date. And again, that's thanks to each and every one of you. And it's not just a citizen-officer relationship. I mean, we all know each other. We know each other's children. We know each other's lives. And it's those kind of bonds and those kind of working relationships that make it all work. So each and every one of you make me very proud to be a resident of Tampa. And I tell you, I couldn't be more honored to lead such a fine organization as the Tampa Police Department. And now it's my honor to introduce a friend of mine, our mayor, Bob Buckhorn. And they say behind every, y'all hold on now, I'm not done. I know y'all want to clap for him, but you just got to wait a minute. They say behind every great man, there's a great woman. And that's the case here, too. And, yeah. And her name is Kathy Lynch. But I have the pleasure and the honor of working for Mayor Bob Buckhorn. You know, we've been friends for forever, and there are very few departments in this nation that are actually having swearing-in ceremonies. And the truth is that the majority of departments are cutting officers and cutting officers in large numbers. And the mayor not only sees the importance of law enforcement and keeping the city safe, but he's also a part of our police department. He understands law enforcement, and he knows what it takes to make this city safe and to keep it safe. So we couldn't be more proud of our mayor and more thankful that we have him as our leader. Mayor Buckhorn.
You know, it's funny that Jane said that because, as many of you know, I live in a house full of women. I have my wife, obviously, who is a fairly successful surgeon, and I have 2 little girls. I don't stand a chance. I am not the mayor of my own house. So, Jane, you don't know how true that story is. To all of you, thank you so very much. I always enjoy this because I get to see the unsung heroes of our community. You know, I spend a lot of time with TPD. In fact, I was out this weekend, and I'm going to tell a story about a friend of mine. He probably would die if I told him the story. One of the folks that's on my security detail, it's not Rick, who's here now, but one of the other folks that's on my security detail. For those of you that know me, and Jane didn't tell this story about, I used to spend a lot of time riding with these officers, especially some of these folks that you see here when they were much younger. They were corporals and officers, and I was a city councilman. And so this weekend, I have a radio in my car, and I hear a burglary in progress. I'm like, Mike, we're going. Let's go. The burglary is at Florida and Patterson at a hotel. Burglary in progress. I'm like, let's go, Mike. Come on. And Mike's driving. And I notice he's driving like 20 miles an hour. I'm like, Mike. We're on Nebraska. The hotel's on Florida. The speed limit's 40 miles an hour. Let's go, Mike. He's driving real slow. He goes, oh, Mayor, you're right. It's on Nebraska. That's the next street over. I'm like, Mike. I say, Mike, what's wrong? He goes, if I get the mayor to the burglary in progress before the officers get there, Jane Castor's going to have me driving uniform patrol on midnights. I'm like, Mike, I got my club in the side. I'm good to go. I got so much starch in my shirts, I'm about damn near bulletproof. Hurry up. He's like, what am I going to tell Chief Castor? So I said, it's okay, Mike. Needless to say, we missed the burglary in progress. The rock units were already there, and I didn't get to apprehend anybody. But to all of you, thank you so very much. And let me brag about these folks in blue. And I know this truly is a partnership. A month and a half ago, and those of you that weren't necessarily involved, hopefully understood the seriousness of what we undertook as a city. That Republican National Convention, other than the Olympics, was the second most viewed television event in the entire world. Not just the Bay Area, the world. The entire world was watching your city. And they were watching your city perform. And more specifically, they were watching the Tampa Police Department perform. Now, we had a lot of partners with us. We had great support from David G. and HCSO and 2,000 or 3,000 other officers from all over the country. But the world was watching us. And they were waiting to see how we were going to measure up. When that light, that bright light of the 15,000 members of the media that were here in Tampa, Florida for that week, hoping for something bad to happen, and hoping to see that conflict between protesters and police officers, and hoping that they could get that video. Well, let me tell you something. Not only did your city juggle a hurricane and the second most viewed television event in the entire world, but these officers set the standard for how the world should host major international events. In Minneapolis, St. Paul, 4 years ago, there were 800 arrests. In your city, with these men and women under the leadership of this chief, there were 2. Actually, there were 3. But one of them was 2 occupiers fighting over a piece of cardboard. We don't count that. They only had one sign between them talking about the 99% or something. I don't know. They were fighting over the cardboard. We don't count that one. We set the standard. We set the bar for how a police department should perform, how a community should rise to the occasion and host one of these events. And I hope you are as proud of these officers as I am. They did an amazing, amazing job. And to all of you that get up and help these men and women every day, who support them, who love them, who cry with them, who help fund them, who are the eyes and the ears out in the community, who take initiative, who understand that we've got to take back our community street by street, house by house, who understand that you've got a role too, that they can't do it all, that we've got to take ownership of our own city, and we've got to stand up and say, we're not taking this anymore. And we're going to partner with the police department, and we're going to partner with the PBA, and we're going to partner with the administration. And then we are all in this together, because out of this relationship comes neighborhoods that are safer, comes a city that's safer, comes a community that is better, and a quality of life that everyone can enjoy. I want my 2 daughters to grow up in a city that they are proud of. And I want your kids and your families to have the same opportunities that my kids have. Without your cooperation, without your partnership, that would never happen. That 65% reduction in crime is because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. It's good versus evil. It's people who care about each other and neighbors who care about each other standing up and making sure that we look out for our fellow man and our fellow woman and that person next door and that neighborhood down the street. We're all in this together because we're going to rise or fall together. I'd rather rise. And with your help, we're rising. The world knows about Tampa, Florida now. We're going to get to that next level. And we're going to get there with a safer city, with a city where everyone benefits, where we all work together. We're a city where we celebrate our diversity as a strength, where we take care of these men and women, where we hold them up, and we recognize that with shared sacrifice, we're all going to be a better place. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chief. I would now like to introduce my captain and the captain of the Special Operations Bureau, Captain Eli Vasquez.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I know you're all hungry, so I'm going to try to speed up as fast as possible. But if I start speaking Spanish, then you know I'm going too fast. The first awards will be presented on behalf of the Tampa Police Memorial Committee. This committee is a nonprofit 501c3 organization dedicated to conducting fundraising events such as the annual Police Memorial 5K Run Walk, with all proceeds benefiting the Tampa Police Department's memorial to fallen officers, educational scholarships, and law enforcement related charities. To assist with these awards, I'd like to call up retired Lieutenant Robert Pennington, the President of the Tampa Police Memorial Committee.
Thank you, Captain. On behalf of the Tampa Police Memorial Committee, I would like to welcome all of you to this year's Chief Appreciation Dinner. This evening is dedicated to all of our wonderful community sponsors who once again have provided generous support to the Memorial Committee and the Memorial Fund. I would also like to welcome and thank Mayor Bob Buckhorn. They gave me this to read. And Chief Jane Castor. The Memorial Committee would also like to show our gratitude once again to all of our sponsors and to those individuals who helped make this year's event a memorial one, with some very special presentations. Your generous contributions and sponsorships were well received and greatly appreciated by all members of the committee. This year, on October 13th, we held our 18th annual Tampa Police Memorial 5K 1-mile run walk. This community event affected a record number of almost 2,000 runners and spectators to downtown Tampa. The support of this community's local business merchants and volunteers during this difficult past year for the police department has been comforting and heartfelt. This is one of those times in life where we will never be able to know or understand the lasting impact of this short moment in time. Your sponsorship helps bring comfort to the families of fallen officers and this community by providing support for the Memorial Fund's memorial ceremony each year, our charities, and the annual memorial run every October. We will always value our relationship with our wonderful sponsors, and once again, I would like to express a sincere and heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you. As I call your company's name, I would ask that representatives from your company step up to the front and receive your awards. I would like to call our platinum sponsors at this time, the Tampa Bay Times. Now for our gold sponsors, I would like to call up the Columbia Restaurant. Gold sponsor, Gasparilla Distance Classic Association. I don't think she's here. And our silver sponsors, WQYK Radio. Sweet Bay Gandy Supermarket, store number 1728. Another silver sponsor, Grow Financial Federal Credit Union. Another silver sponsor, Tampa Bay Federal Credit Union. Our bronze sponsors, Tampa Police Benevolent Association. Another bronze sponsor is Walmart. I would also like to mention the sponsors that could not be here tonight. Our platinum sponsor, Bowen Haynes and Company. They've been with us for 18 years. Silver sponsor, Clear Channel Outdoor. Bronze sponsor, Geico Lakeland. Bronze sponsor, Wolfpack Supplies. Bronze sponsor, Amscott. And gold sponsor, Harris Corporation. The next award is presented to the Neighborhood Watch Group with the most participation in this year's Tampa Police Memorial 5K Run Walk. Each year, the committee presents a special award to the Neighborhood Watch Group that has the greatest numbers of participants. The Memorial Committee is proud to announce that the winning Neighborhood Watch Group for 2012 is once again District 1 North Bon Air Neighborhood Watch. Accepting the award for North Bon Air is Coordinator Mr. John Gordan and Co-Coordinator Ms. Helen Thompson. The next award is presented to the Department District with the most officer participation in this year's 5K Memorial Run. In order to create some friendly competition between the police districts, the Tampa Police Department Memorial Committee created a special award entitled the Major's Banner. This banner is presented to the major of the district that had the greatest number of runners in the race and is to be displayed in the district roll call room. Although all districts had a tremendous turnout, it would not have happened without the extraordinary job that the crime prevention liaison did. We are also asking that both the major and the liaison take their place on the stage. This year, the winner of the district banner is presented to District 2 Major Keith O'Connor and Crime Prevention Officer Lisa Kimball. And Lisa Timmer worked really hard. She got over $3,000 in donations. Next, I'd like our race director, Jim Contento, to come up. Jim did a fantastic job this year in putting together this race. With the RNC coming down upon the city of Tampa, Jim had everything completed for this run prior to the RNC.
Now for the Outstanding Business Appreciation Awards. The first Business Appreciation Award goes to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, located at 609 South Del Mabry Highway and at the International Mall, are both very involved with the Tampa Police Department's crime prevention initiatives. The owner, Mr. Art Grossman, strongly supports law enforcement. Chick-fil-A participated with the Tampa Police Department for their first National Night Out in 2011. This was a very successful event. Children's safety programs and Operation ID were available, allowing parents to have their laptops, bicycles, or iPads engraved by law enforcement. In January 2011, during the funeral for the two St. Petersburg Police Department officers, Batinger and Yazowitz, lost in the line of duty, District 1 received a call that the food was needed for the police officers, Tampa police officers in St. Petersburg at traffic locations. All that was needed was a telephone call. Not only did Chick-fil-A donate the food, but they also delivered the food to the officers. When District 1 was looking for locations to sell Tampa Police Department Police Memorial Run registrations, we once again contacted Chick-fil-A. We had the ability to sell race packages to the customers at the very crowded Chick-fil-A in South Tampa, and also distributed crime prevention material for Operation ID and bicycle registrations. It's with great pleasure that the Tampa Police Department presents Chick-fil-A with a 2012 Tampa Police Department Outstanding Business Appreciation Award. The second business award goes to Coca-Cola Refreshments. Approximately 2.5 years ago, Coca-Cola Refreshments partnered with the Tampa Police Department when they adopted the Rich House, which stands for Resources and Community Hope. The Rich House serves the community of Sulphur Springs. The primary mission is to improve the quality of life for the children and their families that we serve in this area. Through our partnership, the children have benefited through multiple programs such as our after-school program, annual summer camp program, and our annual Christmas program. Thanks to Coca-Cola Refreshments and their unwavering support through funding and volunteers last year, more than 300 children and their families received gifts and food so that they would enjoy their Christmas. In closing, Coca-Cola Refreshments, through their dedicated employees in collaboration with the Tampa Police Department through the Rich House, has definitely benefited the community of Sulphur Springs by directly improving the quality of life for the children and their families that we serve. It is with great pleasure that the Tampa Police Department presents Coca-Cola Refreshments with a 2012 Tampa Police Department Outstanding Business Appreciation Award. Third Business Appreciation Award goes to Sweet Bay Supermarkets. Sweet Bay Supermarkets has been very instrumental in the success of many community projects, departmental programs, and the events that have impacted the City of Tampa and the Tampa Police Department. Their dedicated staff has assisted the Tampa Police Department in preparing food for social gatherings throughout the year, and they always meet our timeline. Their employees are gracious and appreciative of the police department, and they always show their gratitude. In turn, we would like to express our appreciation for their hard work in assisting us with our many award ceremonies and events. These ceremonies and events are critical to the morale and welfare of the officers and the civilian employees. We appreciate and value Sweet Bay Supermarkets' partnership. It is with great pleasure that the Tampa Police Department presents Sweet Bay Supermarkets with a 2012 Tampa Police Department Outstanding Business Appreciation Award. The fourth Business Appreciation Award goes to the Lion's Eye Institute and Transplant and Research, Inc. For the past several years, the Lion's Eye Institute of Transplant and Research has provided the use of this beautiful grand ballroom at no cost to the police department for this annual event. This very special venue, located in one of Tampa's most historic neighborhoods, provides the perfect setting to honor each of you on this very special night. As a token of our deep appreciation of your continued support over the years, we would like to recognize the Lion's Eye Institute with a Tampa Police Department 2012 Outstanding Business Appreciation Award. And now for the Outstanding Neighborhood Watch Award. Nominated by the crime prevention team of their respective district, this nomination is submitted to the Chief of Police and her staff, who then have the tough job of making the final selection. This award is to recognize the special merits of the 3 district nominees for this Outstanding Neighborhood Watch Award. We'll begin with District 1. Standing in for Major Paul Driscoll is Captain Ruben Delgado.
The District 1 2012 Outstanding Neighborhood Watch is Bayshore Beautiful. Miss Andrea Augustine, can you please step forward? Miss Andrea Augustine has been a Tampa Police Department Neighborhood Watch Coordinator since 2009, and she is the current Association President for Bayshore Beautiful. Bayshore Beautiful has a monthly newsletter that is mailed and is also available online, increasing communication with the neighbors. Andrea always writes a great neighborhood article for the newsletter, and Bayshore Beautiful promotes the Get Connected, Get Involved slogan. Bayshore Beautiful webpage has a link for Neighborhood Watch that allows residents to sign up for things like Alert Tampa, Vacation Watch, and receive information about preventing other crimes. It also has an effective email tree that allows them to hold quarterly meetings and still keep in touch through the emails. Andrea forwards the District 1 Big Four morning reports, raising awareness and increasing communication. Andrea is diligent about contacting District 1 when there are community concerns. When District 1 lieutenants attend their quarterly meetings at Bayshore Beautiful, they are equipped to address the community concerns because Andrea has already contacted Mary Ann, our District 1 liaison, prior to the meeting, advising her of the concerns and allowing the lieutenant to properly address them. Andrea and Bayshore Beautiful understand that Tampa Police Department cannot solve community concerns that we are not aware of. The Bayshore Beautiful Neighborhood Watch mission is to advocate and preserve neighborhood integrity and protect the quality of life in the Bayshore Beautiful neighborhood through a unified communication between the residents and the elected officials and government employees. For these reasons, District 1 is proud to recognize Bayshore Beautiful to receive the 2012 Outstanding Neighborhood Watch Program.
And now for District 2, Major Keith O'Connor.
The District 2 2012 Outstanding Neighborhood Watch is Northeast Seminole Heights. Ms. Susan Elbert, can you please come to the podium? Ms. Elbert has been the Neighborhood Watch leader for the community of Northeast Seminole Heights Neighborhood Watch Group for several years. She created ECHO, Evelyn City Helping Others. Susan gathered neighborhood volunteers to do minor cleanups in the neighborhood. They targeted homes of the elderly and disabled who were not able to afford to pay and who were not physically able to do the labor themselves. The ECHO volunteers use lawnmowers, trimmers, chainsaws, whatever it takes to get the job done. One of the recipients of this good deed called Susan and told her he was so thankful to be living in a neighborhood like this. Susan worked as a school social worker for Hillsborough County School System. Although she retired in 2012, she continues to volunteer at PT Washington in the PTA and social work needs. Children she counseled when they were young, now as adults, have kept in contact with her for a continuing source of guidance and reassurance. That says a lot about Susan. She still provides a lifetime of service and dedication to the people who need it the most. She organizes the 2 neighborhood potluck picnics annually. Several citizens in Susan's neighborhood expressed to her the need for them to honor slain officer Corporal Mike Roberts. Susan has organized a small committee consisting of local residents who are meeting on a regular basis to work out the details of what type of memorial they will purchase and where it will be placed. Since Corporal Roberts' death, this community has desired to show their honor and appreciation to him in their own individual way. Susan is helping to pave the way to that destination. Ms. Elber has a special way of inspiring, motivating, and bringing together her community. She's a stellar example of caring and civic-minded citizen who uses her free time for the benefit of so many others. For these reasons, District 2 is proud to recognize Northeast Seminole Heights Neighborhood Watch for the 2012 Outstanding Neighborhood Watch Award. I also have the District 2 Certificate of Appreciation. Karen Marker, please come to the podium. This certificate is presented in recognition of your hard work and dedication in caring for the Corporal Roberts Memorial Garden. We are grateful for your continuous support of the Tampa Police Department. Thank you.
And now for District 3, Major Diane Hobby-Burney.
Hello, everyone. For District 3, the Outstanding Neighborhood Watch is Northview Hills Neighborhood Watch. Will Ms. Rosalie Jones please step forward? Ms. Rosalie Jones is the Northview Hills Neighborhood Watch Coordinator. Her programs have put the word neighbor back into her neighborhood. Her successful cooperation has caused the distributing of materials for schools, supplies to the children and such. She continues to have crime prevention programs to provide materials for her children in the neighborhood. She continues her efforts also in the Weed and Seed program, where she was instrumental in having a number of neighborhood crime drug marches throughout her neighborhood. Although she was not able to walk the march herself, she took the time to feed and provide drink to all the participants. But even though she wasn't feeling well for the memorial walk, she walked the entire time, and I was with her, and that was just a proud moment to show that she wanted to support us in every way she could. Ms. Jones sets an excellent example of civic leadership by working with the Supervisor of Elections and has been an official poll watcher for over the past 10 years. She has attended the 6th class of the Citizen Police Academy, so she's also one of our trendsetters. We want to thank you, and we truly appreciate you as being our outstanding neighborhood watch. Thank you so much.
And now for the David West Award, named in honor of a true Tampa neighborhood hero and champion for the cause of community involvement and activism, who sadly passed away in 2005. Is an annual award that recognizes a neighborhood watch group coordinator or neighborhood activist that has demonstrated outstanding dedication and activism by promoting the neighborhood watch concept in their community. For the David West Award, the respective district major will come forward, which is Major Diane Hoppingburn. The David West Award is presented to Mrs. Kimberly Hedlund. Mrs. Hedlund is a VM Ybor Neighborhood Watch Coordinator. She has a complete understanding of the neighborhood watch concept and how it works to benefit the specific needs of her neighborhood. In addition to her monthly crime watch meetings, Mrs. Hedlund creates a neighborhood newsletter and keeps the residents up to date on the most current crime prevention information and events. She often holds front porch roll calls in her neighborhood to enhance the presence of law enforcement in VM Ybor. Mrs. Hedlund has rallied her community together to host successful home tours and cleanup days. During the 2012 National Night Out, Ms. Hedlund collaborated with several surrounding neighborhood watch groups to host a large, well-attended event. She participates in mobile patrols. This assists patrol units in identifying prostitutes and drug dealers in the VM Ybor area. Her dedication to this problem was one of the driving forces to enact the PEZ ordinance within a designated area of the city of Tampa. This allows for stricter sanctions being placed on repeat prostitution offenders. Ms. Hedlund receives the District 3 Big 4 report daily and shares information pertaining to her neighborhood with residents in an attempt to keep them safe. On more than one occasion, Ms. Hedlund has recognized incidents in the Big 4 report and provided suspect information to the detectives working the cases in the area. On one particular occasion, she observed an abandoned car in the area that she recognized was a stolen vehicle from the Big 4 report. This assisted patrol units recovering to recover the stolen vehicle and promptly returning the vehicle to the owner. Ms. Hedlund's drive and determination to make VM Ybor a safer neighborhood for all the residents is a true example of the leadership skills that she exudes. All the hard work and time that she dedicates to her neighborhood has contributed to a 13% reduction in Part 1 crimes in her grid. It's awesome. This grid has historically been a challenging area. The Tampa Police Department is proud to recognize Ms. Hedlund with the 2012 David West Award. This time, I'd like to call Sister Ann Doherty for the benediction.
I think this might be the preemptive blessing, because we're not actually leaving, right? We're staying for dinner and to enjoy one another's company. So preemptively we'll pray. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face shine upon us and be gracious to us. The Lord lift up his countenance upon us and give us peace this night and forever. And we pray this in God's name. Amen.
Amen.